This is North Korea's dictator, President Kim Jong-un. It is said that he has built his own world in North Korea, a world that he lives in and runs himself. Kim Jong-un is such a dictator that no country in the world takes him lightly, not even America. Here the army is the same and the government is the same. He is not only a powerful man but also a very dangerous one. The person who makes the laws is the same person who breaks them. If anyone else needs to break the laws made by him, then it becomes the purpose of his life to wipe that person out of existence. Whether it is his own uncle or his own brother, it does not matter. Viewers, North Korean President Kim Jong-un's elder brother, Kim Jong-nam, was always connected to the North Korean regime, and he used to raise his voice against the North Korean system. In 2003, he was removed from the country as punishment, and he moved to China and began living quietly. It was not a good decision for the North Korean president to remove his half-brother from the country. According to reports, Kim Jong-nam had become an informer for North Korea's biggest enemy, the American spy agency CIA, and he used to provide them with information. Kim Jong-un was afraid that the CIA would get him killed and then bring his brother forward, seat him on the throne of North Korea, and allow him to make decisions according to his own will. So now this problem became a bone for Kim Jong-un, a bone that had to be broken and removed. On February 13, 2017, Kim Jong-nam entered Kuala Lumpur International Airport to travel from Kuala Lumpur to Macau.
He had no idea that a group of weapons was already waiting for him at the airport. A very high level of planning was done to complete this task, as seen in the movies. A Korean man appeared himself as a TV producer and hired two women, saying that he was a comedy show host. He said that he was a comedian and he wanted to be a comedian. So he hired two women. And with this, a comedy show was being started. One of the women was from Malaysia.
The other woman was Vietnamese. They were told that they were going to take part in a prank show in which oil would be applied to the faces of unknown people, and their reactions would be recorded with a hidden camera. To build confidence in both women, this prank show was filmed for many months, and baby oil was used during those shoots. But the two women never realized that this prank would one day destroy their lives. On February 13, 2017, the so-called producer called both women to Kuala Lumpur International Airport to do this prank. As soon as the North Korean president's brother, Kim Jong-nam, entered the airport, the producer pointed toward him and told the pranksters that they had to apply oil to the face of this target. But this time it was a secret. The baby oil was not baby oil. It was a deadly nerve agent. In CCTV footage, it can be seen that immediately after entering the door, one woman rubbed oil on her hand and applied it directly to the target's face. Kim Jong-nam, who was completely unaware of what had happened, showed a lot of anger. According to the plan, the woman who applied the oil laughed and escaped the scene after doing this act. Kim Jong-nam came out of the gate again. The police were immediately informed about the incident. The officers quickly sent him to the medical facility inside the airport. Meanwhile, a man wearing a black outfit and suit, who had been watching the entire scene, entered the medical facility to confirm whether the oil had actually affected Kim Jong-nam or not. Within 10 minutes, the oil showed its effect, and Kim Jong-nam lost his breath inside the medical facility. This was a VX nerve agent. If even a single drop of this agent is applied to the face, it enters the lungs through breathing and immediately attacks the nervous system of the body. As a result, the body's neurotransmitters stop working, meaning the body stops receiving signals from the brain. Experts say that if a nerve agent is applied to the face or nose, the countdown of a person's life begins. There were many people involved in completing this perfect plan at the airport. There was a chemical specialist who neutralized the nerve agent on the woman's hand. There was a driver who helped move the woman away from the scene, and there were several others who were sending reports of this incident to somewhere else. After this incident, Malaysian police arrived at the scene and arrested both women. When they were told that the brother of the North Korean president had died because of their prank, the ground slipped beneath their feet. When they tried to call their so-called producer, it was already too late. Police said that 4 people were involved in this plan and that they had been hiding inside the North Korean embassy in Malaysia. Immediately after the murder, They fled using pre-booked flights from Jakarta, Dubai, and Vladivostok to the North Korean capital. Pyongyang, the driver, the chemist, and both women who were used in this incident were released by Malaysian police after spending 2 years in jail. The brother of the deceased was the half-brother of North Korean President Kim Jong-un. The Kim family has been ruling North Korea for the past 80 years through violence and terror. Kim Jong-un's power is so widespread that even a bird in North Korea cannot move on its own will. Only those who stand with the president have money. The local population is enslaved to keep them under control. If someone mistakenly tries to raise their voice, or even says a single word against the president, the punishment is worse than death. This is why 60% of the people in North Korea live in poverty.
There are roads in the country, but cars do not run on them, because people do not have the money to buy cars. There is no Facebook, no WhatsApp, and no YouTube. There is no concept of social media. The definition of the internet is completely different here. No tourist wants to visit this country, but if someone still chooses to go, strict inspections and investigations are carried out before entering North Korea. Every photo on a tourist phone is checked. If any image showing North Korea in a bad light is found, the entire phone is taken under control. There are strict restrictions on watching foreign movies and listening to foreign music. Staying in North Korea and making international calls is also considered a crime. In 2007, a businessman was killed in front of a crowd for making an international call using a secret phone. Not listening during meetings with Kim Jong-un, or even falling asleep in front of him, can result in severe punishment for officials. During one meeting, when the defense minister fell asleep, he was executed in front of everyone. Under these strict rules, if a North Korean citizen commits a crime, not only that person, but also their father and children are wiped out completely. Kim Jong-un believes that if even one person from a bloodline betrays him, the entire bloodline must be erased to set a painful example. Only government-approved hairstyles are allowed in North Korea. Even the games played there follow specific rules. There is no permission to practice any religion. If anyone is found with a religious book or even a single page, they face severe punishment. If North Korea is described as the world's largest prison, it would not be wrong. Escaping this prison is not just difficult, it is almost impossible. North Korea is the one country in the world from which escape is nearly impossible. Knowing all these truths, one question arises. Why have Kim Jong-un, his father, and his grandfather been so strict? The direct answer is power. When a dictator oppresses his people, he knows that the moment fear disappears, his throne will be destroyed. That is why Kim Jong-un continues to follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. Even America, North Korea's biggest enemy and a critic of its human rights violations, is unable to take open action. This is because North Korea is a nuclear-powered state. The United States cannot intervene militarily, but to deeply pressure Kim, it has imposed heavy sanctions on North Korea. Other countries are not allowed to trade with North Korea. Gold, minerals, metals, iron, and even coal cannot be bought or sold. In a way, North Korea exists entirely within its own four walls. I hope you like and share this video. Bye. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.